Hello, and welcome to the Class of 2021 Senior Awards presentation. Today I will begin the awards with the Michael Cassidy Memorial Scholarship. Mr. Cassidy began his career in 1977 at Union School as a social studies teacher. He moved to Rutherford High School in 1991 and was made assistant principal in 2001. In this new role, one of the first things he took on was advisor of Heroes and Cool Kids, a program that stresses inclusivity, anti-bullying, and positive lifestyle choices. He believed passionately that a successful student is one that not only achieves academic success, but also exudes strong character, integrity, and humility. The students awarded this scholarship lead by example every day and are admired and respected by his or her peers and teachers. This year's winners are Jonathan Ramick and Ava Scheibe. Alfred M. Fiume DMD Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship is in memory of Alfred M. Fiume, DMD. Dr. Fiume was an involved member of the Rutherford community, including the Rutherford Board of Education, Rutherford Elks, and Unico. He also served our country in the Army National Guard. This scholarship was established to support a senior who is interested in pursuing a career in the medical field, for example, dentistry, medicine, psychology, or psychiatry, and has a well-rounded balance of volunteer and community activities. This year's award winner is Nicholas Febo. Lieutenant Colonel Fiume Military Scholarship. Dr. Alfred M. Fiume served as a dentist in the Army National Guard, retiring as a lieutenant colonel. He served over 18 years, including tours in Iraq, Costa Rica, Honduras, and Bolivia. This scholarship was established to help a worthy individual who plans to enter any branch of the service in the military after graduation. This year's winners are Christian Gumas and Eric Gumas. Alicia and Oswald Garcia Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship is awarded in honor of Alicia and Oswald Garcia. Athletic opportunities were limited when Alicia Garcia was growing up. This award represents the passion for athletics and for academic excellence in a female softball player. This year's award winner is Jordan Finelli. 4R Society Scholarship. The 4R Society was created by a small group of Rutgers University alumni that decided to create a modest startup scholarship in order to give back to the local high schools that the 4R Society members attended. This year, the award will be $1,000 that will be given to a deserving Rutherford High School senior who will attend Rutgers University, New Brunswick in the fall as a full-time student. The startup scholarship is intended to offset the additional expenses that accompany getting settled into college life. This year's winner is Nirmal Patel. All Sports Boosters Harry Pappas Scholarship. This scholarship is in honor of Harry Pappas, who was a longtime Rutherfordian and an active member of the All Sports Booster Club. Mr. Pappas was a loyal supporter of Rutherford athletics. This year's winners are Tony DeSalvo, Kate Marin, Jordan Finelli, Ava Nunziato, Christian Gumas, Eric Gumas, Megan Lichtenberger, Ava Scheibe, Evan Ward, and Katie Whaley. The Andrea Kovis Scholarship. This scholarship is established by Rutherford High School alumna and 2015 distinguished graduate Andrea Kovis. Professional musician, Andrea is currently a faculty member of the Juilliard School and the American Musical and Dramatic Academy in New York and has performed in the USA, Canada, and Europe. She is a graduate of the Manhattan School of Music and the John J. Calley School of Music at Montclair State University. This scholarship is intended to help a graduating senior as they continue their music education at the college level. This year's recipients are Julia Alati and Eva Tobin. The Animal Hospital of Rutherford Scholarship. This scholarship is offered in honor of pets and the compassionate people who care for them. This year's award winner is Emma Legacy. Anthony Folio Scholarship is in honor of Anthony Folio, retired coach and RHS athletic director, in recognition of his outstanding efforts as teacher, coach, and athletic director. The purpose of this scholarship is to promote athletic excellence. This year's winner is Evan Ward. Flora Folio Scholarship. This scholarship, honoring the memory of Flora Folio, is offered to a young woman whose high school career reflects a well-rounded commitment of time and energy, who plans to continue an academic, technical, or vocational education and has demonstrated active community involvement and a volunteer spirit. Flora Folio worked in the RHS guidance office for over 25 years. She believed that Rutherford provided an exemplary foundation for its youth through excellence in academics, along with opportunities for community involvement. Wife of football coach Tony Folio, she was a lifelong Bulldog fan and a proud Rutherfordian. An active member of numerous Rutherford clubs and volunteer organizations, which included her church, Flora was considered a true pillar of the Rutherford community. This year's recipient is Mary Ahn. American Legion and Auxiliary Post number 109. Congress chartered the American Legion in 1919 as a patriotic, wartime veterans organization devoted to mutual helpfulness. It is a not-for-profit community service organization with nearly 3 million members, men and women, in nearly 15,000 American Legion posts worldwide. The Sons of the American Legion Award winners are Christian Gumas. The Auxiliary Award goes to Catherine Whaley. And the Post Award goes to Eric Gumas and Alexander Mirzwa. Benedict P. and K. Willis Scholarship. This scholarship is in honor of longtime Rutherfordians Benedict Patrick and Kay Willis. Mr. and Mrs. Willis's commitment to the union of academics, athletics, and community involvement was unparalleled. They were both involved in all aspects of community life. They will both be remembered for their outspoken advocacy of quality education for the children of Rutherford. This year's winner is Shane Kelly. Boiling Springs Lodge number 152 F and AM Scholarship. Freemasonry is the world's oldest and largest international fraternal organization. It is open to men of adult age of any color, religion, nationality, or social standing, the only requirement being a belief in the Supreme Being. Its body of knowledge and system of ethics are based on the belief that each man has a responsibility to improve himself while remaining devoted to his family, faith, country, and the fraternity. From its earliest days, charity has been the most visible Masonic activity. Freemasons have always been devoted to caring for disadvantaged children, the sick, and the elderly, and are actively involved in a great deal of community volunteer work. This scholarship is offered to students who show outstanding community service. This year's winners are Nicholas Febo, Paige Holman, and Eva Tobin. Brosnan and Clark Orthodontic Scholarship. Dr. Heather Brosnan and Dr. Leanne Clark provide orthodontic care to Rutherford and surrounding towns, emphasizing exceptional patient care and satisfaction. This scholarship is given to a senior who has demonstrated a love for learning, a commitment to pursue a career in the sciences, and a desire to serve his or her community. The candidate must be attending a four-year college, must have taken and excelled in a higher level science course at RHS, and must demonstrate a strong leadership presence while being active within his or her community. This year's winner is Megan Lichtenberger. Civil Rights Commission Award. This scholarship is in honor of Thaddeus L. Marshall, a beloved African-American Rutherford resident who was the inspiration behind the William Carlos Williams poem, The Red Wheelbarrow, and is awarded to a Rutherford High School senior and Rutherford resident who wishes to study African-American literature, culture, history, or arts after graduating. This year's award winner is Ella Brown. The Casadante Family Scholarship. The Thomas D. Casadante Scholarship was established in memory of Tom and his dedication and leadership, community service, and academic excellence. As a Rutherford resident for 38 years, he gave back to his community as a coordinator and coach for the recreation and travel girls soccer teams. He served on the Rutherford Board of Education for over 11 years, 6 of them as president. These scholarships will be awarded to students who exemplify the following criteria: earn a 3.0 GPA or higher for all 4 years, be a well-rounded community service leader who has soccer achievement and fortitude for the game while contributing time and effort to excellence and skill in soccer. This year's winners are Ava Scheibe and Shane Kelly. Chamber of Commerce of Rutherford Award. The mission of the Chamber of Commerce of Rutherford is to improve and enhance the business community of our area and to help our members prosper. The Chamber serves as a catalyst for the economic success of its members, our borough, and the surrounding communities, providing opportunities for growth, leadership, community partnerships, and a voice for the business community. This year's recipient is Shane Kelly. Church Alive Scholarship. Church Alive of Rutherford has a passion for the local youth. They are committed to seeing young people thrive in life and raise awareness of the drug epidemic in our communities. This scholarship is based on a student with a heart for their community and that same passion for awareness. Church Alive believes that the recipient of this scholarship will make a difference in his or her community. This year's recipient is Alyssa Weber. Danny J. Gilmore Sugar Bear Scholarship. This scholarship is presented to a student who exemplifies hard work in both athletics and scholastics while showing determination and a strong sense of leadership both on and off the athletic field. A student who promotes sportsmanship and has selflessly given back to his or her community. This year's recipient is Megan Lichtenberger. The Delafay Family Service Scholarship. This scholarship is awarded to an outstanding graduating senior who has demonstrated a continued excellence in community service. It is granted to a student member of Boy or Girl Scouting communities with strong preference to those who have attained the rank of Eagle Scout or Gold Award. The student must be accepted into an accredited higher education program or be entering U.S. military service following graduation. This year's recipient is Alexander Mirswa. Democratic Club of Rutherford Justin Tokarski Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship is offered in honor of Justin Tokarski, a former mayor of Rutherford. This year's recipient is Giselle Concepcion. Dennis C. Marcella Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship is to honor Dennis C. Marcella, class of 1969, his life, and to keep his memory alive. Dennis was a member of the RHS track and field team who went on to compete 149 marathons while also earning his master's degree. This scholarship will be awarded to a graduate displaying academic achievement, leadership, commitment, and dedication to pursue a track career as a collegiate athlete. This year's recipient is Ava Scheibe. Dr. David Israelowitz and Mrs. Kathleen Brogue Scholarship. This scholarship is offered to a RHS senior who will major in the field of medicine, nursing, medical technology, medical research, or any related health field. This year's recipient is Camille Lansing. The Ursulisi Scholarship in memory of Elizabeth Betty Ursulisi and Henry Buddy Ursulisi. Mrs. Elizabeth Betty Ursulisi was a lifelong resident of Rutherford and an educator in the Rutherford Public Schools for 36 years. Mrs. E believed in teaching kids, not teaching a curriculum. Mr. Henry Buddy Ursulisi was a Rutherford resident for 42 years. He was a veteran of the United States Air Force, a mechanic, and a businessman. Both Mr. and Mrs. Ursulisi believed that a passion for hard work and a desire to grow, both academically and vocationally, were necessary to succeed. The Ursulisi family wishes to honor their memory by offering a scholarship to a student that best represents the qualities for which they are remembered. This year's recipients are Tajay Irvine Allen, Shane Kelly, Bethany Walk Rapetti, Emma Legacy, Kate Marin, Colin Doyle, Ella Mikowski, and Adam Savitsky. Elks of Rutherford Scholarship. To inculcate the principles of charity, justice, brotherly love, and fidelity, to recognize a belief in God, to promote the welfare and enhance the happiness of its members, to quicken the spirit of American patriotism, to cultivate good fellowship, to perpetuate itself as a fraternal organization, and to provide for its government. The benevolent and protective order of Elks of the United States of America will serve the people and communities through benevolent programs demonstrating that Elks care and Elks share. The most valuable student awards offered by the local lodge this year are Tony DeSalvo, Shane Kelly, Christian Gumas, Kate Marin, Eric Gumas, Sophia Sertiville. Past Exalted Ruler Award goes to Joey Shimko. The Elks National Foundation Award MVP goes to Kira Chaffee. The Elks of Rutherford Dominica Beto Memorial Scholarship. The Beto family has established this scholarship in loving memory of Dominica Beto. Dominica spent 12 years volunteering her services and dedicating her efforts as the troop leader of Rutherford Girl Scouts Troop 552. The recipient of this award represents the same dedication and love of the Girl Scouts and their high goals and standards. This year's winner is Elena Mazko. The Erickson Family Scholarship. This scholarship is offered to a student who is committed to school and community. This year's winner is Shane Kelly. The Forte Family Scholarships. These scholarships are offered to honor our three daughters, Alyssa, class of 2007, Kate, class of 2009, and Teresa, class of 2013, who were educated in the Rutherford School District from grades K through 12. They are for students who plan to study in the fields of special education or business, or have a special family circumstances. This year's recipients are Kira Chaffee, Shane Kelly, Joey Shimko, and Eva Tobin. Greater Board of Realtors Scholarship. The Greater Board of Realtors is committed to developing and delivering programs, services, and products that enhance the professional, ethical, and profitable performance of the membership. Serving the public as a leading advocate of private property rights, the Greater Board of Realtors is an association of excellence that provides true value and service to all its members by anticipating and meeting the opportunities and challenges of our industry. The Greater Board of Realtors strives to be the board of choice and the gateway to information, education, and technology. This year's recipient is Julia Alati. The George Vyasevich Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship is in memory of George Vyasevich, a legendary basketball coach within the Rutherford community who inspired many generations of basketball players. He dedicated many volunteer hours to the youth of Rutherford. This year's recipient is Shane Kelly. The General Federation of Women's Club, Junior Women's Club of Rutherford is part of the New Jersey State Federation of Women's Clubs, Junior Membership, a statewide organization providing education, training, and interactive opportunities for volunteers who are committed to individual growth and community involvement, enriching the quality of life throughout New Jersey and the world. This year's recipients are Erin DeMeo and Ella Mikowski. The Junior Women's Club of Rutherford Art Scholarship this year is offered to Ella Brown and Eva Tobin. Gori J. Kafour Memorial Scholarship. Gori was a 1956 graduate of Rutherford High School. He always said his years at Rutherford High School were some of his best experiences. However, he admitted that he had majored in fun and games. During his senior year, the principal called Gori's parents in for a meeting and said, "Gori thinks the world was created for him to enjoy." However, that all changed once he graduated and got a taste of the real world. It took him some time to find his career path, but fortunately, public service was his choice. He didn't know it then, but it was an excellent one. He completed college and received his master's degree in public administration and eventually landed a position working for the Chief Justice and Administrative Director of the courts in New Jersey. While he didn't appreciate it as a student, he came to understand that the education he received from Rutherford High School gave him the solid educational foundation that he needed to pursue his career goals and to be successful. This scholarship is in Gori's memory with the hope that it can fulfill his belief of paying things forward. This year's recipient is Dylan Fox. Harry W. Pappenfuss Scholarship. This scholarship is in honor of Rutherfordian Harry W. Pappenfuss, who passed away at the age of 95. He taught science and math at RHS and was the equipment manager for the high school football program. This year's recipient is Emma Wong. Hazel E. Ralph Scholarship. This scholarship is in honor of Betty Ralph, a former teacher and administrator who will always be a lifelong learner and lover of reading. That student who demonstrates excellence in the classroom with the potential, desire, and passion to pursue a college career in English literature, library studies, or teaching will be chosen for this award by the faculty of the English department. This year's winner is Sarah Zerle. Herbert G. Miller, MD Scholarship. This scholarship is offered in memory of Dr. Herbert G. Miller, the 1995 RHS Distinguished Graduate. Dr. Miller was a Rutherfordian who lived and practiced medicine in Rutherford. He is a former high school science teacher and a former member of the Rutherford Board of Education. In 1985, he received the Citizen of the Year Award. This year's recipient is Tony DeSalvo. Heather Sartori Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship is in memory of Heather Sartori. Heather was an 8th grade student at Union School who would have graduated Rutherford High School with the class of 2016. She had a love for art and was thinking of studying graphic design. Being part of a firefighter family was also an important part of her life, as she admired the dedication of the members of the fire department. The JWCR will recognize one RHS senior who will continue his or her education in the field of art, fire science, or serves as a volunteer to the Rutherford Fire Department. This year's recipient is William Dansbach. Jeffries Crusaders Spirit of Perseverance Award. Jeffries Crusaders is named after Jeffrey McGowan Jr., who was born with Down syndrome in 2006 and later duly diagnosed with autism. A group of family, friends, and neighbors came together in 2007 to begin to raise money and awareness about the power of the human spirit and the importance of changing the perception of challenges into opportunities. This scholarship is given to a senior who demonstrates the importance of the journey and who has persevered to reach his or her goal. This year's winners are Kira Chaffee and Erin DeMeo. Jill Ann Zimkowitz Scholarship. This scholarship is given in honor of Jill Ann Zimkowitz, a class of 1990 graduate who passed away in the crash of TWA Flight 800 in July 1996. Jill was an honor student, outstanding athlete, member of the student government, yearbook editor, band member, and participated in other various school activities. This year's recipient is Tony DeSalvo. The John P. Ferraro Scholarship in memory of Margaret Ferraro Diorano. This scholarship is given by devoted brother John P. Ferraro in memory of his sister Margaret Ferraro Diorano, who spent 33 years as a dedicated special education teacher at Malcolm X Shabazz High School. This year's winner is Sarah Zerle. Joseph M. Finneran Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship is in memory of Rutherfordian Joseph M. Finneran. He was an honored father who was an avid supporter of academics, athletics, and co-curricular activities at RHS. This year's winner is Paige Holman. John T. Mayernick Memorial Music Scholarship. This scholarship is given in memory of John Theodore Mayernick by his family and friends. Mr. Mayernick, who passed away in 2012, was a lifelong musician, musical scholar, and was an educator for nearly 50 years. Mr. Mayernick spent 28 years as a music teacher at Union School, where he taught and inspired countless children. This scholarship is intended to continue his legacy and perpetuate a passion for music and the performing arts in the Rutherford school system. This year's recipient is Eva Tobin. The Karen Kaiser Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship is offered in memory of Karen Kaiser, a teacher who strongly believed in education. She was an active member of the First Presbyterian Church of Rutherford, where she supported the church school, sang in the choir, and served as a deacon. This scholarship was created by the Board of Deacons to honor her and to recognize her generosity. It is offered to a senior at RHS who plans on majoring in education, special education, or music. This year's recipient is Kate Marin. Margot Carey Memorial Scholarship. Margot Carey was a graduate of RHS and went on to teach first grade in Rutherford for 40 years. She was recognized as the New Jersey Teacher of the Year during her career. She was a 72-year member and served as the elder of the First Presbyterian Church of Rutherford. Margot retired to Cape May, New Jersey, and died in 2020. In her memory, the Board of Deacons First Presbyterian will honor a one-time $1,000 scholarship to a student who plans to minor in education. That recipient is Marina Armanos. The Ladies Auxiliary of the Rutherford Fire Department. Ladies Auxiliary of the Rutherford Fire Department is an all-volunteer organization who supports the Rutherford Fire Department during emergencies by providing food, beverages, and support as needed. They fundraise throughout the year to provide assistance to community organizations in Rutherford, as well as outreach to various local groups who either request help or through word of mouth. Community outreach is extremely important, as is volunteerism. This year's recipient is Paige Holman. The Lakeland Bank Scholarship. The Lakeland Bank Scholarship was formed to recognize the young adults in our local communities who have worked hard to achieve academic success and who are dedicated to pursuing higher education. This year's recipient is Dylan Fox. The Licata Family Scholarship. The Licata Family Scholarship honors the memory of Geraldine, Lewis, and Raymond Licata, the parents and brother of Rutherford High School's longtime Director of Guidance, Barbara Licata Jones. The scholarship recognizes a senior who may enter the teaching profession or those who may have admirably served others. This year's recipient is Kate Marin. The Lightbridge Foundation Scholarship. This scholarship is being given in an effort to assist worthy students continuing their studies in a recognized elementary or early childhood educational post-secondary program, which includes college degrees and other nationally recognized programs such as the Child Development Association. This year's recipient is Kate Marin. The Lincoln School PTA Scholarship. The Lincoln School PTA consists of teachers, staff, and parents that are members of a community dedicated to quality and excellence in education. This scholarship is offered to a student who attended Lincoln School for at least 2 years. This year's recipients are Ashley Hazekamp and Nicholas Febo. The Union School PTA Scholarship. The Union School PTA consists of teachers, staff, and parents that are members of a community dedicated to quality and excellence in education. This scholarship is offered to a student who attended Union School. The recipients are Luna Noguchi, Alexander Mirswa, and Eva Tobin. Margot Nelson Carey Annual Legacy Scholarship. Margot Nelson Carey was a graduate of the Rutherford School System who went on to receive her associate's degree in education from Centenary College and bachelor's degree in education and childhood development from Glassboro State University. Margot spent a happy and productive 40 years as a first grade teacher in the Rutherford School System. Although she was honored with the New Jersey Teacher of the Year award, it was in her students' achievements that she took the greatest pride. She considered teaching to be her vocation. This scholarship honors the life of Margot Nelson Carey, who was a lifelong resident of Rutherford. In her memory, her family has established an annual scholarship for a graduating RHS senior. This year's recipient is Christina Rodriguez. Martinique Family Art Scholarship. This scholarship is offered in memory of Muriel and Maurice Martinique, a former RHS art teacher and her husband, who were both dedicated to the arts. This year's recipient is Juliana Lorenz. Murray Hodge American Legion Post 453 Scholarship. Daniel Murray was a World War II veteran who was at Omaha Beach during World War II. Mr. Murray was a founding member of the Murray Hodge Post 453 with a continued membership for 70 years and is mentioned in the House of Congress. This scholarship presents the passion Mr. Murray had for the Student and Counseling Committee of Rutherford, New Jersey. Murray Hodge Post 453 received its charter from the American Legion's National Commander on March 18, 1948. This year's recipient is Ella Brown. New Jersey Special Education Administrators Association. Stephen Gold was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy and was not limited to the need of a wheelchair. He was a hardworking student and became involved in many co-curricular activities while in high school. Unfortunately, Stephen passed the weekend before his first college class was scheduled to start. The recipient of this award exemplifies the can-do, forward-thinking attitude that Stephen exuded. This year's award winner is Olivia Galati. Pierpont School PTA Scholarship. The Pierpont School PTA consists of teachers, staff, and parents that are members of a community dedicated to quality and excellence in education. This scholarship is offered to students who attended Pierpont School and have given through community service. This year's recipients are Ashley Hazekamp, Eva Tobin, and Emma Wong. Ron Breitweiser Memorial Scholarship. Ron Breitweiser was born in Rutherford and graduated from RHS, class of 1980. He graduated with a business degree from the University of Delaware and was a senior vice president at Fiduciary Trust International at 2 World Trade Center. He was a brilliant investor, was well-read and intelligent. Ron was always smiling. It was infectious, and he had a special connection with his family and friends. Ron always put family first, as this was the most important thing to him. This scholarship is to honor Ron, his full heart, and his dedication to the ones he loved. This scholarship is given to a RHS senior who plans to attend a 4-year college university pursuit of a business degree. This year's winner is Umang Chalani. Rutherford Education Association Scholarships. These scholarships are in memory of faculty members who have encouraged, enlightened, and taught many students throughout the Rutherford School District. Their love and passion for teaching was their gift to all of us. This year's recipients are Marina Armanos, Kathleen Marin, and Eva Tobin. Rutherford Fire Department Union Truck and Bucket Company No. 1 Scholarship. This scholarship is awarded to a senior with a career goal of firefighting, emergency medical service, law enforcement, and other service. This year's recipients are Ashley Hazekamp, Tony DeSalvo, William Dansback, and Brianna Liller. Rutherford Girls Softball Barbara Bennett Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship is presented to graduating seniors who have played at the upper levels of Rutherford Little League Girls Softball. They have exemplified excellence, teamwork, and a love for the game. The scholarship is named for Barbara Bennett, former Rutherford Director of Recreation, who was the girls softball program's biggest supporter and friend. This year's recipients are Kate Marin, Tony DeSalvo, Jordan Finelli, and Eva Tobin. Rutherford High School Athletic Hall of Fame Scholarship. The sole purpose of the RHS Hall of Fame is to honor outstanding athletes, coaches, contributors, and championship teams from RHS, and to promote and maintain pride in the athletic traditions of Rutherford. Induction ceremonies are held every other year. The first induction was in April of 1996. The Hall of Fame is able to present scholarships to graduates who have participated in an athletic program at RHS. This year's recipients are Elijah Chi and Ava Scheibe. The Charter Member Scholarship goes to Kate Marin. Rutherford Policemen's Benevolent Association PBA Local 300 Scholarship. The Rutherford PBA Local 300 is a very proud and unified organization which was established to help create a strong and healthy work environment for current and future police officers of Rutherford. As a union, we must constantly work to meet these changing needs of the officers who serve this community and ensure that our best efforts are exhausted when representing not only each other, but all police officers across the globe. This scholarship is offered to an RHS senior. This year's recipients are Christian Gumas and Eric Gumas. Rutherford Pride Alliance Cameron Jalali Arki Diversity and Inclusion Award. This award is named in honor of Cameron Jalali Arki. Cameron was a 2003 RHS graduate who served on the Rutherford Civil Rights Commission and was part of the Rutherford Multicultural Festival. He completed an externship at the Rutherford Police Department and worked as a full-time police officer for the town of Hillsdale. This award is administered by the Rutherford Pride Alliance, whose mission is to promote and foster LGBTQ+ inclusivity, visibility, and advocacy in the Rutherford area. Applicants are asked to write about their goals and accomplishments, how they have advocated for diversity, and about their future plans to support diversity for the LGBTQ+ community or other elements of diversity in all its forms. This year's winner is Shayla Jerkovic. The Rutherford Swim Association is a nonprofit organization started by Rutherford High School alumni Mike Lazara, class of 2009, and Christopher Dunn, class of 2011. The Rutherford Swim Association Scholarship Fund started in 2020 for students who competed in the sport of swimming who wish to continue their education. This year's recipients are Elijah Chi, Megan Lichtenberger. Rutherford Music Boosters Association Scholarships. The Rutherford Music Boosters Association is made up of parents with children who participate in many aspects of the music field. This scholarship was created to recognize those students who promote the arts and dedicated their time and talents in band, color guard, and choir while attending RHS. This year's recipients are Julia Alati, Daniel Gregory, Paige Holman, Megan Lichtenberger, Brianna Liller, Amy Linsalata, and Eva Tobin. A Rutherford Unico Scholarship. Each year, the Unico Foundation and Unico National Chapters donate approximately $1 million to various charities. Scholarships continue to be the primary focus, as roughly 1/3 of all monies raised go to deserving students from chapter locations and are awarded to an exceptional senior of Italian descent. This year's recipient is Tony DeSalvo. The Stephen D. Maluso Football Scholarship. Started in 2000, this scholarship is offered in memory of Stephen D. Maluso, a class of 1995 graduate whose life was tragically cut short in 1999. As RHS's official football scholarship, the award is given to a graduating senior who demonstrates Stevens' love of and dedication to Rutherford football. This year's recipients are Christian Gumas and Eric Gumas. The Stevens Art Center Scholarship. This scholarship is in memory of RHS graduates Frank W. Stevens and Patricia A. Stevens and their son Mark H. Stevens. Frank and Patricia supported young artists with art shows and competitions. The couple offered art classes at the Art Center as well as in their home studio. They were both very active within the Rutherford Art Club, serving in many positions, including president and as judges in many art events, both in the community and in the Rutherford schools. Pat graduated from Montclair State University with a master's in art and went on to win many photography competitions. Frank graduated from Pratt Institute. This scholarship is offered to a creative artist, including but not limited to photography, metalwork, poetry, or painting. This year's winner is Giapsi Juarez Cipriano. The Salvatore Brancato Scholarship. This scholarship is offered in honor of a former principal of Union School, Salvatore Brancato, who served Rutherford with dedication for 36 years. This year's award winner is Kate Marin. Stephanie Sloan Brancato Softball Scholarship. This scholarship was created to honor Stephanie Sloan Brancato. She played softball in Rutherford from her childhood through high school. She truly loved playing the game and excelled at it. She played on the varsity team for 3 years under the coaching of Mr. Hurley and was a teammate of Coach Bott. She was captain of the team her senior year and was selected to first team All-League, first team All-County, and first team All-Area. This award is being presented to someone who shares the same passion, sportsmanship, and dedication to the game of softball as she did. Please join me in congratulating this year's recipient of the Stephanie Sloan Brancato Award, Jordan Finelli. The Teterboro Airport Community Benefit Fund Scholarship. This scholarship was started in 2008 by Teterboro Airport to give back to the surrounding communities and to provide a scholarship to a senior pursuing a career in aeronautics, science, or engineering. This year's winner is Megan Lichtenberger. Top Dogs Buddy Scholarship. Top Dogs is a program that was created 5 years ago by 6 Rutherford families who had been active in the Rutherford FC travel soccer program to provide a soccer experience tailored to needs of children with physical and/or developmental disabilities. The program aims to teach soccer skills in a safe environment with the ultimate goal of improving the fitness, self-esteem, and social skills of all participants while promoting the inclusion of differently abled children in our community. The key to the success of the program is the involvement of high school buddies who are paired one-on-one with players. This scholarship is awarded in recognition of the huge impact our high school buddies have made on our differently abled players. This year's recipients are Erin DeMeo, Shane Kelly, Kate Marin, and Olivia Nicodemo. The William S. Little Scholarship. William S. Little Scholarship is awarded to a graduating senior student who has worked or engaged in business enterprises during his or her school years, either after school or during vacations, and has shown an unusual aptitude and initiative to earn money. The student who has an entrepreneurial spirit. This year's recipient is Eva Tobin. The Women's College Club of Rutherford. The Women's College Club of Rutherford is an organization that was started by female college graduates in 1914 and is the oldest college club in New Jersey. Rutherford's college club differed from many similar clubs of that era, and that these forward-thinking women of the early 20th century did not want to just socialize as many of their counterparts did, but rather wanted to encourage young women of the day to seek higher education. The WCCR has proudly presented scholarships to Rutherford students for 90 years. This year's recipients are Julia Alati, Marina Armanos, Prirana Thepisha, Riva Vias, and Catherine Whaley. The Women's Club of Rutherford Barbara H. Chadwick Scholarship. The Women's Club of Rutherford is a member of the General Federation of Women's Clubs. They are an active philanthropic organization dedicated to community involvement, education, and the future of our high school students. This scholarship is offered each year to an outstanding student. Since 1944, auxiliary members have raised more than $17 million in support of much-needed healthcare programs and services that have touched hundreds of thousands of patients and their families. This year's recipient is Paige Holman. Women's Club of Rutherford, Velma Moserdorf Garrett Scholarship in honor of the evening membership department. This year's recipient is Megan Lichtenberger. The Women's Club of Rutherford Art Award. This scholarship is offered each year to an outstanding art student. This year's recipient is Teresa Sasso. Women's Club of Rutherford Helen Reddy Creative Writing Award. This award is offered each year to an outstanding writer. This year's recipient is Paige Holman. Women's Club of Rutherford Music Award. This award is offered each year to an outstanding music student. This year's recipient is Sarah Zerle. Washington School PTA Scholarship. The Washington School PTA consists of teachers, staff, and parents that are members of a community dedicated to quality and excellence in education. This scholarship is offered to a student who attended Washington School. This year's recipients are Tony DeSalvo and Kate Marin. The Zygmunt Seachy Art Association of Rutherford Scholarship. The Art Association of Rutherford is a community-based organization that recognizes and highlights the artistic abilities of others. This scholarship is offered each year to an outstanding art student at RHS. This year's winner is Kylo Talia. The Parent-Teacher-Student Association Rutherford High School Scholarships. This year's winners are Julia Alati, Marina Armanos, Giselle Concepcion, Rocco Carrizo, William Dansbach, Erin DeMeo, Sarah Zerle, Samantha Joya, Eric Gumas, Christian Gumas, Weston Greenwood, Daniel Gregory, Ashley Hazekamp, Paige Holman, Brendan Kelly, Gabrielle Lazou, Megan Lichtenberger, Brianna Liller, Amy Linsalata, Kathleen Marin, Ella Mikalski, Teresa Sasso, Ava Scheibe, Joey Shimko, Prirana Bapisha, Lauren Thorv, Eva Tobin, Gabriella Tomzak, Evan Ward, Catherine Whaley, Bethany Walsh Rapetti, and Emma Wong. The Ara S. Boyan Award. This scholarship is offered in memory of Ara S. Boyan, a former RHS principal. This year's recipient is Berker Zoe. The William D. Bauman Leadership Award. This scholarship is offered in honor of William D. Bauman, a longtime principal of RHS who served Rutherford with dedication for 27.5 years. This year's recipient is Shane Kelly. Parent-Teacher Council Scholarships in honor of Leslie O'Keefe Scholarship. This award is given in honor of Ms. O'Keefe's service as Superintendent of Schools from 2000 to 2010. Ms. O'Keefe began her career as a social studies teacher and department supervisor at Rutherford High School. This scholarship recognizes the outstanding accomplishments of a Rutherford High School senior throughout 4 years in the area of social sciences. This year's recipient is Shayla Jerkovic. A Parent-Teacher Council Scholarship. This scholarship is awarded to a student who embodies the spirit of perseverance and has added positively to his or her school community. This year's recipient is Sean Canine. Some special recognition awards. For outstanding performance and career transition, Olivia Gulati. The following students have committed to a career in the armed forces. Christian Gumas, Army ROTC, West Virginia University, and Eric Gumas, Army ROTC, West Virginia University. The PTA Reflections Bergen County Award the Award of Excellence goes to Eva Tobin, the Award of Merit to Brianna Liller, and honorable mention to Ella Brown. The Seal of Biliteracy is provided by the state of New Jersey to students who can prove proficiency in the English language and a foreign language. Seniors took a foreign language exam in the language of their choice and have been awarded the seal by the state of New Jersey. This year's recipients: for Spanish, Gabriela Tomzak; for Spanish, Joy Morales Menjivar; and for Korean, Mary An. The frontline heroes for the class of 2021. We would like to recognize the following members of the class of 2021 as hometown heroes during the COVID-19 pandemic. These students have volunteered their time and talents in the service of others. William Dansback and Brianna Liller. We would also like to recognize the academic decathlon team members who were regional champions, state champions, and second place in Division II at Nationals this year. The members of the team are Giselle Concepcion, Huda Osqui, Hasti Patel, Christina Rodriguez, Hiba Siddiqui, Prerana Thapesha, Kanisha Vagasia, and Vidita Vagasia. Thank you very much for tuning in to our awards presentation, and have a wonderful day.